It's time, Fort Wayne. Your sports, your station. It's the Sports Rush with Brett Rump. Covering all the topics that hit a nerve here in the Summit City.
Clark goes 11 yards, touchdown.
Only on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Now here's your host, Brett Rump.
The greatest, most interesting, most important person of all time.
You are incredible. Over the one.
Yeah, well, you're half right.
What is this, amateur hour?
This is going to be huge.
I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
Just when I think you said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That boy ain't right.
The simplest way to put it, I have problems.
Welcome to the alleged show.
Here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known.
Get out and enjoy the beautiful weather we've got tonight. Be a perfect night for some Tin Caps baseball. Still have to wait a couple of weeks for the Tin Caps to get started downtown in Fort Wayne. It is the Sports Rush taking you home on a Tuesday. Your daily local sports fix, 4 to 6. I am Brett Rump along with Adam Lundy, and we're involving and engaging our listeners today because we're giving you a chance to fill out a bracket with us. And, of course, the listeners' bracket will then take on Adam's bracket, my bracket. We'll see who has the best bracket. And we've got Whiskers out of the way, so all of the crazy picks. Of course, you know, he had to really dig to be able to figure out a way to take Memphis and a way to take Florida especially.
Yeah, I'm really not unhappy with his picks either, other than the Grand Canyon one's a little bit of the stretch. But I got to be honest, I haven't been super impressed with Maryland this season, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Maryland, I think, is a better team, but Grand Canyon has been a sleeper out there, of course, coached by Bryce Drew.
Yeah.
The hero of the 1990, what was it?
Oh, it's not time capsule.
97, 98, 99.
I'll see if I can figure it out here.
I'm trying to remember because
he shot during the 1998 NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament.
It was 98.
Against Ole Miss.
So based on me getting that correct, I am declaring myself the winner of Tuesday Time Capsule Trivia today. And we're going to add one more victory to my total. Thank you. And of course, a former Valparaiso Crusader. Now it's the Valparaiso Beacons. But Bryce Drew forever will go down in infamy with that shot.
He has the shot has its own Wikipedia article. Just to put into reference how important it is, man.
Yeah, it was an incredible play. They executed perfectly with only 1.5 seconds on the clock, or 2 seconds, or whatever it was, and he got that three-pointer off. And
it's one of the best plays in the tournament history. Obviously.
Yeah, it still is it might be the signature play, and I think it was a first-round game.
I believe it was, yes.
I think it was like a 14 versus 3 or something like that. It was. One of those big upsets, 13 versus 4. I don't think it was a 12 versus 5. Of course, that became kind of the famous.
It was 13 versus 4.
13-4.
Yeah.
I just gave myself another win on Tuesday Time Capsule Trivia. I'm racking them up today, baby.
Woo!
Woo! All right. Coming up on Thursday and Friday, we take the show on the road. We'll pack our bags and head east to New Haven at Winner's Circle. Of course, Winner's Circle, great place to bet on the horses. You've got a big month for horse racing coming up.
Yeah.
Because it's the countdown to the Kentucky Derby on May 3rd, but also we'll be out there for the March Madness on Thursday and Friday, broadcasting live from 4 to 6. Certainly hope you come out. There's drink specials, there's food specials, and usually we get out there and they surprise us with some prizes and stuff to give away. So just make your plans to be with us. You're looking for a place to go to catch the games on Thursday and Friday? We found it. It's Winner's Circle with the Sports Rush, 4 to 6 this Thursday and Friday at the corner of Minnick Road and Highway 30. That is on the east side of New Haven, just west of 469.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got to consider your options. I mean, what do you want to be in your dark, dingy basement with, like I said, your old TV that you brought in from your garage?
Like, what do you want to be, Hannibal Lecter, or do you want to come out and actually be human?
You might as well be Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, might as well hang out with us.
Seal yourself down in the basement with your old TV from 1995 that's probably in black and white. But yeah,
hey, don't pick on TVs. I've got a dumb TV. It'll get sensitive. Everybody's got a smart TV except me. I got an old dumb TV.
I love my smart TVs.
I
love them.
Although, my TV must have been pretty advanced for its age because it's like 15 years old now.
Yeah, no, it's still holding up. And
what year were the Colts and the Bears in the Super Bowl?
Oh, goodness. What was that? A long time ago.
Well, if you can give it to me, I'll give you a win on Tuesday Time Capsule Trivia.
I can Google it. 2007, February 4th.
Okay, that was the day I bought my television.
Wow.
Flat screen TV. I had bought one
18 years.
4 years earlier.
Uh-huh.
And the day of the Super Bowl, it died. Now, it was part of the original plasma TVs, and I was ridiculous. I went out and bought one. It was like $3,500, and
hey, it's still kicking, though.
I thought I'd be the end. No.
The one before this
The one before.
Gotcha.
Only lasted like 3 years, 3.5. But on the day of the Super Bowl, I couldn't be without a television, so I ran out, bought a TV, and that TV is still the one I watch today. My wife has had like 3 upgrades. She is now sitting in front of like a 75-inch television, and me got my little 50-inch.
That's just like you,
dumb TV.
To have a TV that's 17, 18 years old.
My couch was inherited, and I think it's on like the 3rd generation.
So your couch is up for Social Security, and your TV can now vote.
Well, the couch has gotten so old. When I lay on it, I think my butt officially hits the floor. It goes right through the couch.
No springs left in that thing.
Nothing. There's nothing. Geez. There's no padding. There's no springs. It's just...
We got to get you like a Cribs upgrade,
It's
man.
me and kaboom, a big hole in the middle of the couch right down to the floor. And then I have to turn on my dumb TV in my studio apartment. Man, you'd think I was homeless.
That's why we're getting you to New Haven. That's why we're getting you to
That's why Coach Kaufman is always begging to get me a new mattress because that's a whole nother story of my air mattress.
We don't need to go all
Yeah, we don't need to go there. All right, so let's get back to our brackets.
Do it. Yeah,
let's get listener
a caller.
bracket. Let's get a caller. Caller number two at 260-447-8500. And once you've called, you cannot call back and make more picks. We got to have new callers calling us up, 260-447-8500. And we'll give you a section of the bracket. You'll make some picks. We'll fill them out. And eventually we'll complete this whole bracket completely done by listeners. And we'll see when the tournament proceeds who has the better bracket. If it is me, Adam, or the listeners. That's the challenge. Once again, taking a caller at 260-447-8500. And you'll be our next player of our listener bracket. By the way, Jeremiah Johnson's going to be joining us coming up in about 8 minutes. So stay tuned for that as we'll talk some Pacers basketball. An exciting win last night for the Pacers over Minnesota. Game went to overtime. Obi Toppin was the hero last night as the Pacers rested 4 of their regular starters.
It wasn't overtime. It was Obi time.
Obi time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right, let's get back to our callers where it is our listeners bracket. Let's see who we got on the phone line. Who is this?
Hi, my name is Phil.
Hey, Phil. How are you today?
Oh, pretty good. I figured I had to call in because that Whiskers guy sounds pretty brilliant.
You think you can do better, Phil?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I might have to join him.
We didn't make them super easy for Whiskers because usually, he got that going. When was it? Last year or 2 years ago when he started? When he started with the Whiskers bracket, and every pick he made was based on Whiskers. But all right, so Phil, here's what we've got. Let's see. I'm going to give you the numbers that are still available because so far, what have we done, Ed? We done 3 of the numbers?
3 and 5? Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 3, and 5 are gone. So anything else between 2 and 8 you could pick. Give me a number.
Pick number 3, my lord.
And 3's picked. 3, 5, and 1 have already been selected. Or 1, 3, and 5 if you want to make it easy. The odd numbers are being picked first. So
you chose 2.
2? Okay. Then let's see. Where's your bracket? Your bracket is the 4 games in the bottom half of the East Regional. All right, so now are you a bracketeer? Are you somebody that fills out brackets for the NCAA tournament?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many do you fill out?
You only fill out one.
Why does everybody say that?
To make you
Am
sound
I the
worse.
only person that still fills out multiple brackets?
You are a terrible person.
Every time that I go online and it asks if you want to fill out another bracket, everybody says no. Okay. All right, let's go, Phil. Here we go. BYU and VCU. It's a battle of letters.
I think BYU is a slam dunk in that one.
Really? Slam dunk.
All right, Brigham Young.
They got those whiskers, so.
Yeah,
Cougars.
They are the Cougars.
All right.
Let's see. The Wisconsin Badgers, full of whiskers.
But Montana.
What is Montana?
They're the Grizzlies.
Oh, man. Whiskers would have a fun time with this part of the bracket.
You
All
would
right, so Wisconsin and Montana, that's a 3-14 matchup in the East.
Man, I have not studied up on my whiskers very well to know what he would do in this moment. But I think I'm going to take the Grizzlies here. I think Montana. I think they got what they need.
Wow, the biggest upset. Is that our biggest upset pick so far? No.
I think 14.
Wofford took 15.
No, I think I thought he took Tennessee.
Oh, did he?
I think he did.
Okay, well, I'll let you decide because I'm writing down the wrong names then.
He took Vols. Yep,
okay. St. Mary's, the number 7 seed, against number 10 seeded Vanderbilt.
Man, I'm going to count the mustache, so we'll go with Vanderbilt. I think Whiskers knows what's going on.
He's picking a lot of dogs here. Okay.
Vandy.
One
more.
The Robert Morris Colonials from the Horizon League, a 15th seed, and they're taking on number 2 seeded Alabama.
I really want to take Robert Morris, mostly because I think PFW needs to get a new head coach, but we'll take Alabama.
Okay.
All right, roll Tide.
Got the Crimson Tide. All right. Phil, you've got your bracket complete. Now just stay tuned. We'll see how the listeners do. Best of luck with your personal bracket. Enjoy the games. And, hey, if you get a chance, come on out and hang with us on Thursday and Friday out at Winter Circle in New Haven. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Rob.
Yep. That is Phil joining us.
I've been told via the text line that he might be related to Whiskers.
Oh, really?
It might be a family relation.
That's why he was so fond of Whiskers.
Might have been.
How many aliases does Whiskers have?
How many inside traders, inside voters here?
Yeah, we got to take a break because we've got Jeremiah Johnson who will join us to talk some Pacers basketball next. We'll try to get back to the brackets coming up later in the show. It's a Tuesday edition of the Sports Rush on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Welcome back to the Sports Rush, your daily local sports fix, 4 to 6. I am Brett Rump, along with Adam Lundy, and joining us with his thoughts on the Pacers, it is Jeremiah Johnson. Of course, you catch him on TV broadcast with the Indiana Pacers. And, JJ, it has been a while. Good to have you finally back on and talking some Pacers hoops.
Happy to get the invite. This has got to be one of the best weeks of the year, so I'm happy to be a part of it. And I'm glad the Pacers could get the madness started on Monday night.
It was kind of mad. And in fact, it's been kind of a mad week, starting with Tyrese Haliburton. How do you describe that game-winning shot and one against Milwaukee last week?
Yeah, it was clutch. It was great execution, and I guess fearless would be the mindset and the attitude that he had really going into that. So much has happened, it feels like, since that shot last Tuesday, but he was not having a great game. I think he only had 10 points going into that situation, but he is someone that we have seen since joining the Pacers that lives for that moment and embraces that opportunity to, make the big shot, take the big shot, and never, even if he's having an off game, he's always ready to do it again. So that was great play calling, the catch and shoot, have your feet behind the line, not be out of bounds, and they get the shot off. Now, that shot and then the Obi Toppin one again last night, we're blessed to be able to have seen 2 shots like that in 1 week.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out was it was almost a carbon copy, except didn't get the and one. But Haliburton also had to shoot it over Antetokounmpo. I mean, that's not the easiest thing to do either.
No, I mean, there was a lot on the line as well. And again, I was just thinking, is there any way the Pacers can force overtime? And here they were able to get that foul called. They had to withstand a review. It was incredible.
What's the tiebreaker process right now? You look at the two records between Milwaukee and Indiana. They've got identical records, but Milwaukee an advantage based on a tiebreaker. Is it head-to-head? What is the tiebreaker?
It is head-to-head. So because the Pacers lost to the Bucks on Saturday night, that series is now 3-1, so Milwaukee would have the advantage. The Pacers had won in Milwaukee, and it had been 2-2. Then the next tiebreaker, I believe, would have been division record, oddly enough, or conference record, one of the two. But whichever it was, the Pacers were probably in position to win that tiebreaker. So that's what kind of hurt about Saturday's loss. So where things are right now, the Pacers will have to be one game better than Milwaukee to be ahead of them in the standings. Although right now they're tied, and Milwaukee's starting a long West Coast road trip, and they've got some challenging games. So, we'll see what happens.
We got to fill in some blanks on last night because Rick Carlisle kind of had to fill in some blanks on his lineup because the Pacers did not go with their regular unit. I'm not sure if it was rest, if there were some ailments. Fill me in, JJ. What was going on with the Pacers last night that they had only one of their typical starters in the lineup?
Well, it's kind of a combination of factors. Pascal Siakam, personal reasons, and obviously don't know anything on that, although Rick Carlisle said that he hoped to get him back on Wednesday and it'd only be a one-game thing. Tyrese Haliburton in the Milwaukee game, I could see him favoring his back a little bit, and he's been battling a few things. Aaron Nesmith was just injury management, so he'd been playing heavy minutes since coming back from a pretty serious ankle injury. And then Miles Turner took a shot to the hip at some point in the last week, and just was able to kind of fight through it. So I think it was one of those situations where you've got another back-to-back coming up, not many opportunities for days off. It just fit as an opportunity to give everybody a day off. Some of the issues are worse than others, and we do see that Haliburton is questionable for tomorrow. So we'll see what happens there. But you gave also the second unit guys an opportunity to try to work out some kinks because they haven't been as good over the last couple of weeks with their bench minutes. And, to be able to have extended playing time, maybe get some of their rhythm back. And I'll say some of them sure did that last night.
Well, one guy that was spectacular, Obi Toppin, is that the best we've seen him in a Pacers uniform?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would probably say in recent, in my mind, the two games, the game in Washington before the All-Star break, but a lot of those points, I think he had a 17-point third quarter, and that was against the Wizards. Last night was a game where he, had to hit all the big shots against a team that has been 8-0 in the month of March and was playing some of the best basketball in the NBA. And to have 4 3-pointers in overtime, that's something you do not see by anyone, and that's including Steph Curry. So, yes, I'll say it was his best game in a Pacers uniform, and it was good timing for that because they needed it badly.
When you look at the standings and you see Cleveland sitting on top comfortably ahead of Boston, at what point do we begin to believe that Cleveland might be the favorite in the East?
I don't know that anyone from a national voice will say that, but I think you got to be careful about overlooking Cleveland because they have just had this, they've had this mantra about them this entire season, and there have been really no letdowns. So to me, you understand and respect what Boston was able to accomplish and the championship pedigree that they have. But Cleveland, with what they've done this season, maybe I'll say it. Not many will, but they're the number one seed, and they're going to go into the playoffs. Tough to beat.
They've earned it. I mean, that's the thing is, early on we thought, hot start, but eventually they'll come down and water will find its level or whatever the phrase may be. But it hasn't stopped. Like you said, they just continued to win, and they've got 2 long win streaks this year. I think they've proven that they may be the team to beat in the East, despite the strength of the Boston Celtics. But overall, who do you like in the NBA? How close is Oklahoma City?
Right now, to me, Oklahoma City is better than everyone else, and then Boston is just a notch below them with Cleveland. And then maybe there's a little bit of separation. So the Western Conference, I do think, is maybe not as wide open as maybe what the Eastern Conference might be. I mean, you respect Denver and what they've accomplished, having won a championship, and with what the Lakers, I guess, I'll have to see more games when they have everyone available. But to me, Oklahoma City looks like the class of the NBA right now and of the Western Conference if they stay healthy. And to me, the Eastern Conference, I said what I said about Cleveland, but I also have a lot of respect for Boston. And I also think the Pacers, the Bucks, and the Knicks, all of those teams, if they get hot and play well, anything could happen. So it looks to me to be a little more wide open in the Eastern Conference, even though I would say every series in the West could be wide open outside of 1-8. So 2-7, 3-6, 4-5, I think those are wide open. So I do think Oklahoma City right now is a team to beat, and we'll see them in a week or so in Oklahoma City, so that should be fun.
JJ, when you got back from Minnesota, were you able to pack things away, get to the dry cleaners, and settle into your own bed for a while?
Haven't done that yet, although it is going to be nice. This is the longest homestand of the season coming up at 5 games. I did have a school visit where Andrew Nemhard spoke, and I interviewed him in front of about 500 or 600 kids over in Brownsburg today. So a light day work-wise, but I did have to get out and about in the community, and that's one of the good things about the Pacers, that even when they've been on the road for a while, there are guys still out giving it their time. So that was my day. It was a podcast with Pat Boylan, an interview with you, and an interview at a school with Andrew Nemhard. So I'm done working technically for today, and I'll worry about the laundry and dry cleaning tomorrow.
When you look at the Pacers' schedule, it's kind of favorable over the next couple of weeks. So, you're the kind of guy, you're probably looking at where the Pacers could fall, what their closest pursuers as far as where they're at in the standings, what kind of records they've got against the opponents they're going to be playing. Realistically, where can the Pacers end up? I mean, they, right now sitting in 5th, how high can they get realistically based on everybody's remaining schedule? And is there a favorable matchup out of what would be available to them based on that position?
It's interesting. I was having this discussion on our Sideline Guys podcast earlier today with Pat Boylan, and last season you went into the final weekend where you really could have moved, at least the last week, you could have moved anywhere from 3 until 7. And I think on the last day of the season, you knew you weren't going to get to 3, but 4, 5, 6, and 7 were all possibilities for the Pacers. And the one thing you don't want to be is 7. Anywhere in the top 6, you're guaranteed of a playoff spot, and you don't have to worry about the play-in tournament. Right now, it's a lot different. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but the Pacers are in a really good spot with the amount of games left and the distance between them and Atlanta that they're probably going to be 4, 5, or 6. They have also about the same distance between them and the Knicks, so it's going to be tough to get to 3, and then the Knicks have the tiebreaker. So you're really looking at 4, 5, or 6, and there doesn't appear to be much movement outside of those 3 teams above or below them. So it's basically you're either going to be in the 4-5 game against either the Bucks or the Pistons, or if you happen to be 6, you're going to be against the Knicks. So your advanced scouting department might as well start working on game plans on those 3 teams, because I cannot envision any scenario that the first-round playoff series is not against one of those 3 teams. And as long as you handle your business, it should be Bucks or Pistons. To be 6 and take on the Knicks would mean, you finish worse than both the Bucks and the Pistons. And I think the Pacers' schedule with 11 of 15 at home, they should be able to at least hold off one of those 2 teams.
With following the NBA throughout the winter months, do you get a chance to keep up at all with college basketball? Are you a bracket guy at all?
Well, I'm into it. I don't get to watch as many games, although it was nice in Philadelphia on Thursday night. We had a good TV package in our hotel where I could flip around to all the networks on the conference tournament action, and I'm paying attention. And of course, on Sunday I was glued to Selection Sunday, but haven't been able to really analyze and break down the bracket yet. I hope to do that a little bit tonight before getting busy for our game tomorrow. So I don't have a winner or any picks yet, although I'm a little scared of the SEC because all those teams look so good, but I know they won't all make runs, nor do one of the group that people are not talking much about that I'm guessing if they can stay healthy. I may lean towards Alabama. It feels like they aren't getting as much attention as maybe Florida and Auburn. So that's the one I'm thinking about right now, and then I got to see which of the Big Ten teams I think can make it. 'Cause I'd say you'll get one or two SEC teams, one Big Ten team, and then maybe a Big 12, and maybe a long shot, or maybe that'll be it.
Got to keep an eye on the women's tournament, the Ball State Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. I'm fired up about that. Happy for Ball State. You know, they had such a great season, but they still had to go take care of business in that MAC tournament. And they had a successful season last year. A lot of those, ladies came back and to accomplish their goal. We'll figure out a way on Friday to tune in and cheer on the Cardinals. Enjoy
the rest of your evening, JJ. We look forward to more Pacers basketball down the stretch, and especially look forward to our next conversation. Hopefully it won't be as long.
That sounds good. It's the stretch run, only 15 to go, so we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, all home games at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. If anybody wants to make the trip down from Fort Wayne, if not, we invite you to tune into our television coverage.
There you go. Jeremiah Johnson. Appreciate it. That is the TV pregame, postgame, halftime host, sideline interviewer.
Does a great job. Always a good conversation with JJ.
School interviewer.
Yeah, that was interesting to hear about.
Podcast co-host. I mean, he's got it all going on.
I love to hear that, though. You know, you love to see the NBA and other professional athletes connecting with the community.
Yeah, and, going on the road last night, getting back at the wee hours and still following through on a commitment to go and make an appearance with one of the schools down in the Indianapolis area.
Very cool.
Yep, very cool. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More bracket to fill out. We'll do that next here on the Sports Rush on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Coming up this Thursday and Friday, we are broadcasting live from Winners Circle in New Haven, corner of Minnick and Highway 30. Come on out and join us. Thursday and Friday, we'll watch the games on the multiple flat screens all up and down the wall. And we'll also have some prizes, surprises, drink specials, food specials, all the sorts. Plus, we'll broadcast the Sports Rush live this Thursday and Friday from 4 to 6 at Winners Circle in New Haven. Stop on out, say hey with Adam and I this Thursday and Friday. By the way, it is time to continue with our bracket, and so we are inviting you to call in at 260-447-8500 and be a participant in our listeners' bracket. We've still got some regions yet to be filled out, so we're going to give you a chance to make some picks. All you got to do is call us right now at 260-447-8500. Anybody is available to call minus relatives of whiskers. We're not accepting any more relatives of whiskers.
No more. No more of the whiskers claim.
All right, so we got somebody on the line. All right, let's find out who it is.
Brett, Mr. Vegas on the phone.
Hey, Mr. Vegas. Okay, now Mr. Vegas I don't think is related to whiskers in any way.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, good. All right, so what do you got? Let's see, the numbers that are available. We've got, what do we have? We have, let's see, hold on a second, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the numbers that have been taken, 1, 2, 3, and 5. So I guess 4, 6, 7, and 8 are all available.
I'll take 8.
8, okay. And you are in the South region, and you're the bottom half of the bracket.
Okay.
Here we go. First game on your slate is Ole Miss taking on whoever wins of the play-in game between San Diego State and North Carolina.
Oh, boy. Give me Mississippi.
Now, we would give you credit if you just took play-in winner and didn't specify if you do want to go with whoever wins that San Diego State, North Carolina game.
Oh, boy, that's tough, too.
So you could just say whoever wins.
I'll stick with Ole Miss.
Stick with Ole Miss. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. And I who knows what, North Carolina may feel like it's us against the world.
Who knows?
San Diego State might feel a little bit that way, too.
Yeah, they're not that bad a team, so.
Yeah. Iowa State and Lipscomb. That's a 3-14 matchup.
Iowa State.
You've got, let's see, what is that? I can't see it, Adam. It's a 7-10.
Yeah, 7-10 between Marquette
and New Mexico.
Yep.
Give me the Lobos.
All right.
Going with the upset. That's the 10 seed, New Mexico over Marquette. Let's go to the 2-15, Michigan State taking on Bryant.
I'll take Sparty.
Yeah. That seems to be a pretty obvious choice. Where's my cheat sheet? Bryant is
Bulldogs.
They're number 141 on the on the net rankings. Number 141. So
I like Sparty there.
Real long shot there. All right. Appreciate you calling in, Mr. Vegas. We'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Yep, that is Mr. Vegas, one of our regulars that often is texting the show.
Hey, he said he's taking his car to Cruzy on Thursday.
Oh, that's right. He's taking his car over to where I tell everybody to go.
Good stuff. Hey, let's get another caller.
Yep, let's go ahead and get another caller in, 260-447-8500. We still got a couple of open slots. Let's see, 4 is open, 7 is open, and 6. 4, 6, and 7 are still open. And we're going to give you a set of games corresponding randomly with the numbers, so you can pick whichever you want. Who's on the phone with us right now? Hello, who's this?
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike,
first of all, we want a full disclosure. Are you a bracketeer? Do you have your own brackets already filled out?
I have my own bracket, but I have a bracket of integrity. I only do one.
See, he's better than you, Brett.
Everybody says that publicly.
I only do one.
Only one.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Because if I do multiple brackets, I end up being multiply disappointed.
There you go.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah, and of course, Whiskers claims to have a, quote, brother. Pretty soon we'll have his cousin. You could always do it that way, too. Just throw them under different names. Nobody knows that you're filling out multiple brackets. Yeah. But, Mike, are you a fan of a particular team?
I'm a fan of IU.
And who's going to be the next coach, Mike?
The West Virginia coach.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay.
Darren DeVries. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of scuttle about that today, actually. About 3 news sources have all said that they're after him pretty hard.
Do you? I saw that too. Do you like him over McCollum?
No.
Yeah, me
but
either.
I think they've painted themselves into a corner where this is probably the best they're going to get now.
I know that he has told Iowa he is not interested in the Iowa job based on an assumption he's staying at West Virginia. So we'll see what happens with IU. Maybe IU is still in the mix.
We'll see what happens.
All right,
I wish IU was the job that it was 20 years ago, but it is not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No.
All right, let's pick a region.
Middle of the pack, Big Ten. Maybe just above the middle of the pack. If you really want to talk about reality.
Hopefully the next guy can get them back to prominent, but
the resources are there. I mean, the opportunity is there for the right coach to take the program up the ladder to the next level. All right, you've got either number 4, 6, or 7. Give me a number.
I'll go with number 7.
And you have got the top half of the bracket in the East Regional, which means you get the number 1 seed in the first game. You've got Duke against a play-in winner against 2 really bad basketball teams. So I'm not even going to give you a choice. Yeah, I'm not even going to give you a choice. You're not going to waste a spot on the bracket. All right, let's go to Mississippi State against Baylor. It's an 8-9 contest.
Give me Baylor.
All right.
That is the 9 seed, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bears.
Yep.
Okay, then we go to Oregon versus Liberty. Is that a 4-13? Is that a 5-12?
5-12.
Oregon, number 5,
5-12.
Liberty, number 12.
Liberty.
Ooh, Ducks going down round 1.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That's not the worst pick. That's not the worst pick. All right, there's going to be a lot of people that agree with him on that one.
One more.
And then number 4, Arizona. Number 13 from the Mid-American Conference, the Akron Zips.
Give me Arizona.
All right.
All right. You've got your share of the bracket complete. Mike, appreciate you calling in. Thanks for listening.
All right, thanks, guys.
Have a great Tuesday. All right. We are going to continue to fill out the bracket. Can we sneak one more in?
Yeah, we got time for one more.
Okay, one more. 260-447-8500, 260-447-8500. If you'd like to jump in and be part of our listener bracket, make your picks. We have still 2 groups left, number 4 and number 6. So if you'd like to pick, and of course, I can tell you who's in these brackets. 260-447-8500 is the number. But you've got Auburn, Louisville, Michigan, Texas A&M. Those are the top seeds in one of them. And in the other one, you've got Missouri, Texas Tech, Kansas, and St. John's as your top seeds. So
let's do it.
All right. Who's on the line?
This is Dan.
Hey, Dan. How are you?
Good. You?
Real good. And, Dan, we've got 2 numbers left, either number 4 or number 6. Which one would you like?
Let's go 4.
Number 4, you've got the top half of the South bracket, the South Regional top half of the bracket. And you start with a number 1 seed, the Auburn Tigers, against a couple of play-in teams, and we're just going to put Auburn. We're not going to give you a choice.
Let's go Auburn.
Yeah. Thank you. But then, when you get the number 1, you also get the 8-9 game, which could be the challenge. Louisville against Creighton.
I was picking games with my daughter yesterday, and she went Creighton.
Okay.
So you're going to let your daughter pick on our listeners' bracket.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Blue Jays.
Okay. Yeah, we go with the Blue Jays over the Cardinals. Some people would favor the Cardinals, state bird in Indiana.
Dusty May coming up here next matchup.
Yep, Dusty May, former Indiana Hoosiers manager, against UC San Diego.
I'll have to go with Dusty May.
That's that 5-12 matchup. Always
right.
causes some extra thought.
He's going Michigan.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, we've got Texas A&M versus Yale.
A&M.
All right.
All right. We got that part complete.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Appreciate it, Dan. Thanks. Have a great night.
Take care.
Appreciate you calling. That is Dan participating in our listener bracket.
Awesome.
Well, we're out of time. We got one left.
We do.
I wish we could zip through it, but we'll have to put it off to tomorrow.
We will.
Still a lot of bracket for us to complete.
Yeah, but we can. We'll see. We'll get it all figured out before Thursday.
Yep. And then also tomorrow we'll tell you exactly what the listeners' bracket looks like.
Yes.
Now Thursday we will reveal our brackets.
Sounds good. Okay. I like
that'll
that.
be part of what we'll do out at Winner's Circle, so that way we can get live reaction. That when people want to laugh at our picks, they can live. Laugh
at us in person.
We might actually have a couple of our picks that were already knocked out by the time we announce our picks.
We'll see.
But we won't. We can't change them because you can only put them in before the tournament starts. So.
Yep.
All right, we'll take a break. It's a Sports Rush on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. If you're a believer that where there's smoke, there's fire, there's a lot of smoke coming out of Bloomington.
Oh, it's more than smoke, man. It's sparking up now.
Yeah, we're seeing flames because it sounds like Indiana has zeroed in on Darian DeVries as the next coach, the West Virginia coach. And you're seeing multiple reports that he is the guy that Indiana has decided to target for their head coach vacancy. And they said a deal could be pending soon.
Yep, it says a deal is expected to come together in the near future, and that's from Pete Thamel and Jeff Borzello. So,
a couple of fairly big name, respected reporters calling it out. So we'll see. Indiana might have their guy. By the way, Coach DeVries, we'd like you on the Sports Rush in a couple of days. How about that?
You'll be getting a message in your inbox.
Yeah, we're going to just go straight to you before you take the job because we know what happens. We try to get hold of IU. Oh, man. All right, so that wraps up our first day of filling out the bracket, our listeners' bracket. We're going to do that again tomorrow. We've got Maria Marcasano joining us. Full day coming up tomorrow, on the road Thursday and Friday with the Sports Rush on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.